Welcome to Economics. My name is Andy Howard, and I'd like to go over today a few tips on how you might successfully start this class. This is the home page. For when you go to Canvas, you're going to be seeing this every time. What I'd like to do is to show you a few ideas about how this might be navigated successfully and efficiently. The first thing you should do is to check on any recent announcements. Now, to access it, you just click on it, and this is just a basic welcome by me, and it has some general ideas about what might be helpful. Sometimes the really important things are listed in the announcements, such as information on upcoming exam, or different kinds of study guides, or changes in assignments. To go back to the home page, you just click on Home over here, and you'll see this. Other places you might want to look at is Calendar. And in the calendar, we have a listing of the daily assignments that will be due. And also in the calendar, you can make an appointment for a Zoom meeting if you want to talk about some kind of issue you might be having. Another important area is the inbox. And here's where we'll be dealing with emails. If you ever have a question, email me right away. It's the most effective way of reaching me. Now you'll notice last semester this is my mailbox, I had 1,424 emails. No problem. I enjoy them. Okay. Other things in the navigation within Canvas is the syllabus. If you want to reach the basic rules, this would be the same thing I've emailed out to you. The modules is I put modules on the home page, so you don't really need to go to them in the nav bar. But one that's really critical is the grades. Always keep up with how you're doing in class. So to see how you're performing, you click on grades and you'll go right to that page here. Now these are my grades, by the way, so I just created this, but this is the same kind of thing that you'll be seeing. In the grades, let's go back to grades. In the grades, you'll have a listing of every assignment and your score. There's nothing listed for any of these because they haven't been turned in. But as you do them, you'll see your score, and then you'll get your overall letter grade. Now, two things over on the right-hand area, very important, is the weighting of different assignments. And I have two basic groups: quizzes and miscellaneous assignments. These would be worth 50% of your overall grade. There's about 30 to 40 different assignments you'll be having, so each one is not worth a whole lot. But the most important are exams. We'll be having a midterm and a final, each one worth 25% for a total of 50%. So much of your grade is going to be determined how you do on the midterm and final. The other thing to note is this little box here says calculate based only on graded assignments. You can uncheck that and then do a little hypothetical. Let's say that you want to get an A, and so on future assignments you can put in a number here, and it'll calculate if you got, say, 5 out of 5 or 18 out of 20 or 7 out of 8. It'll give you the overall percent of your grades. And you can revert back to the real ones if you want. But there's a good little hypothetical thing. Okay, let's go back to the home page. And the most important area here is to how you navigate this. Speaking of grades, this is how C&D students do it. C&D students over the years I've found is they go to the to-do list. And here you have a listing of all the assignments that's due, and they just click on these and go and do the assignments. Well, that's okay. I mean, they get a C or D. They pass the class. If you want something better, A and B students, in all my years teaching now, they start through the modules, and they go down because there's other things here that'll help you out more than just going to these assignments. So let's start with the ones due for January 2nd. Now you notice at the beginning of every module, I put an estimated time on how long I think it'll take to complete all of these things. For the Start Here section, it's not really a module, but for the Start Here, it'll take 1 to 2 hours. So you go down and some of these things, like to get it started, you just view it. For ones with a check mark now, these are important. You really should read this, or these are assignments, such as you go down below the Getting Started quiz, a predictor of life. It's a short video. And note, when I put in a video, I put how long it's going to take. So this one takes about 6 minutes. And there'll be different questions that you'll have to answer there. Very important, though, is the HonorLock practice quiz. Now, HonorLock is a proctoring system that we'll be using in class to make sure that tests are done honestly. And this is only for the midterm and the final. Now note, I put here, you must complete this assignment or you're going to be dropped. I'll be dropping people this weekend, so make sure that you do this. Now, to use HonorLock, there's some rules or requirements that you have to meet. For example, you can't take an exam on your phone. You have to use a PC. It could be a laptop or a desktop. You could use an Apple, but you cannot use an iPad. So read over these rules and make sure that you have the equipment that's required and that you can take it. If you don't have the equipment, I put in sources where you can get the equipment and you can check them out for the semester. Okay, now let's look at a real assignment grouping. This is January 3rd, modules 1 and 2, and again, this one takes about 6 hours to complete, not counting reading the text. Now you notice also in some modules that say complete all items. To get credit, you're going to have to go through all the items on the list. Okay? Okay. Now we have two kinds of video assignments. The first is just a regular video, and these are brief videos I've taken off of YouTube. This one takes 3 minutes and 34 seconds. Just really brief. Usually they're less than 10 minutes. You watch the video, and during the video, there'll be embedded questions you have to answer. The second kind of video assignment is a lecture quiz. And these are recorded lectures that I've given over the years. And again, there'll be embedded questions throughout the quiz. The other assignment here is to read the textbook. Now, your textbook is a non-cost book that's very, very popular in colleges across the United States. You don't have to pay for this. You just go to it and it'll be there. So let's take a look at the textbook. This is example. This is microeconomics, it says, but we're actually using macroeconomics, so don't worry about that. It looks the same. The first couple of chapters are the same. And over on the left-hand side will be the organization of that chapter. And it starts out with learning objectives, what you will be learning during this section. And you go on through, and you notice a couple things here. There's some links that you can go to that help you out. And this one looks at scarcity. Also, over on the navigation side, there's some helpful reviews for you. You can look at key terms, self-check questions, and review questions. These links are also on Canvas in every module. So you can go to them here, or you can look at them in Canvas. The review questions are multiple choice questions, which would be very similar to the kinds of questions we have in the chapter quizzes. Now, I've included the answers to the review questions in the modules. So I recommend in preparation for a quiz, you go over and after reading the chapter, look at the review questions and then look at the answers that I put in Canvas. Okay, that does it. So let me summarize now how to get off to a good start. Review the syllabus. Make sure you know all the rules and regulations. Now, many of the questions on the first quiz, the Getting Started quiz, will be included in or coming from the syllabus. 2, go over the modules and get a feel for what the course will cover. Kind of have an idea of where we're going to be going. 3, this is really important. Make up a study schedule. Okay? In the study schedule, include how long each module will take. The due dates. Now, many times I recommend don't waiting until the last minute to do assignments. There are some assignments that may be due on a Saturday or Sunday. If you don't want to work on the weekend, go ahead before the due date and work on them. I open up all assignments at least a week ahead before the due date. By the way, if you turn in a late assignment, you'll be losing 10% for every day it's late. Usually I keep these open after the due date for like 3, maybe 4 days. So you'd be restricted there. Include in your study schedule, though, all the other stuff you have to do. If you're taking another class, or if you work, or if you have other kinds of commitments, put those in. And include some fun time. I mean, it's not all work and no play, right? Now, I will be giving some extra credit for doing this, and that's in the first or second module. And take a look. I have a video on how you might want to approach this from a it's a very good source to show you some tips. Follow your study schedule. You can write something down, but now follow it. Be flexible. You can change it. Things are going to come up, but stick to it. Last, contact me. If you have any question at all, just email me. I'm here to help you. Okay, go ahead and get started and keep in touch and good luck.